Brian Johnson was 32 years old when he lost the ability to feel pain. And the worst part is, he thought it was a gift. I'm Dr. Michael, and this is the story of how your body warns you of danger and what happens when you ignore those warnings. Brian was an amateur runner, nothing professional, but dedicated. 5 kilometers daily, marathon every 6 months, healthy lifestyle, no vices, exactly the type of patient you never expect to see in ICU. It all started with tingling. Month of March. Brian finished his morning 10-kilometer run, sat down to stretch and noticed strange tingling in his legs, like when your foot falls asleep, but in both legs. Thought poor circulation. Stretched more. Sensation passed. Didn't give it importance. Week later, same tingling. More intense. During the run this time, legs felt weird, heavy, performance dropped. Normally ran 10 kilometers in 50 minutes. That day took 58. Bothered him more than the tingling. Consulted internet. Google diagnosis. Poor circulation, vitamin deficiency, stress. Bought supplements. Kept running. Month of April. Tingling turned into numbness. After running, legs felt strange for hours, like disconnected. Strange sensation of not feeling completely. Worried him a bit. But then he noticed something interesting. The small discomforts he always felt running, slight muscle pain, tension in calves, disappeared. Could run longer without discomfort. Thought body was finally adapting. Training working. May. Something changed. Brian ran a half marathon, 21 kilometers. Finished with personal record time. Was euphoric. But when he took off his shoes, his friends screamed. Had enormous blisters on both feet, 3 on right foot, 2 on left. So large they had burst, blood on socks, and Brian hadn't felt anything. Absolutely anything. His friends were horrified. How didn't you feel that? Brian looked at his feet confused. Touched open blisters. Should hurt terribly. Felt nothing. It's weird, he admitted, but if it doesn't hurt, it's not a problem, right? Wrong. Terrible mistake. June. Brian noticed he could run without any pain. 0. Minor sprains that would have stopped him before, now ignored completely. Toenail came off after long run. Didn't even notice until shower. Saw nail floating in water. Looked at foot. Nail completely torn off. Exposed flesh. Blood. No pain. Training partners were amazed. "You're Superman," they said. Incredible pain resistance. Brian started believing it. Maybe it was a gift. Superior genetics. Evolved body. Started training harder. Without pain limiting him, could push beyond normal limits. His times improved dramatically. July. Training for full marathon. 40 kilometers per week. During preparation run, felt something strange in right ankle. Not pain, just weird sensation. Like something didn't fit right. Continued running. Ankle gave slightly. Stumbled but recovered balance. Finished run. That night, ankle was swollen. Purple. Clearly sprained. Maybe worse, but didn't hurt. At all. Applied ice as precaution. Continued training next day. Swollen ankle didn't matter if it didn't hurt. His friends begged him, "See doctor. Something's wrong, Brian. This isn't normal." But Brian felt invincible. Body finally functioning as it should, without weak pain limiting him. August arrived. Marathon day. 42 kilometers. Brian felt prepared. Better than ever. Started strong. Kilometer 5, 10, 20. No problems. Kilometer 25. Legs felt heavy. Heavier than normal. But no pain, so continued. Kilometer 30. Legs responding slow. Commanded them to move. Took time to obey. Strange. Never happened before. Kilometer 32. Right leg didn't respond to command. Simply gave out. Brian fell. Fell hard. On pavement. At full speed. Heard horrible crack. Bone breaking. His right tibia. Compound fracture. Bone piercing skin. Blood on street. Runners screaming. Paramedics running toward him. And Brian, looking at his destroyed leg. White bone visible. Blood everywhere. Felt no pain. Tried to stand. Legs didn't respond. Neither of them. Completely useless. Like disconnected. Paramedics immobilized leg. Loaded him into ambulance. Brian remained confused. Why can't I move my legs? Why doesn't it hurt? Something's very wrong. At hospital, orthopedist repaired fracture. 3-hour surgery. But fracture wasn't main problem. Neurologist Dr. Martinez called me. Michael, need second opinion. Patient with compound fracture who felt no pain. And now partial paralysis in both legs. Went immediately. Examined Brian. Touched legs with pin. Nothing. No pain reflex. Touched with cotton. Barely felt. Reflex hammer. Weak response. Asked history. Brian told everything. Tingling in March. Numbness in April. Painless blisters in May. Torn nail in June. Sprained ankle in July. And finally collapse in August. Clear pattern. Progressive. Ascending. From feet upward. Gradual sensory loss. Ordered urgent MRI of complete spine. That night reviewed images. And there it was. Tumor. In spinal cord. Level T10, T11. Approximately 8 centimeters. Severely compressing cord. Dr. Martinez whistled low. Schwannoma. Probably. Benign but dangerous by location. Has been growing for months, maybe year. Looked at Brian on screen. Everything made sense now. Tumor grew slowly. First compressed sensory nerves. Caused tingling. Then numbness. Finally, blocked pain signals completely. Brian interpreted as advantage. Trained harder. Ignored warnings. Tumor kept growing. Eventually began compressing motor nerves. That's why legs stopped responding. The fall, the fracture, were final symptom. Not cause. Brian asked what it meant. Explained to him, you have tumor in spine. It's pressing spinal cord. That's why you lost pain sensation. And why legs don't work. Needs surgery. Urgent. If we wait longer, paralysis could be permanent. Brian paled. Tumor. Spine surgery. Paralysis risk. All because he thought absence of pain was gift. Scheduled surgery for next day. Neurosurgeon Dr. Silva. 6 hours of operation. Delicate. Dangerous. But necessary. That night, Brian cried. Not from physical pain. From fear. From regret. If he had listened to body in March. If he had seen doctor when tingling started. If he hadn't ignored blisters. Torn nail. Sprained ankle. All were signals. Warnings. Alarms. And he silenced them. Worse yet, celebrated them. Surgery was technical success. Dr. Silva removed tumor completely. Benign schwannoma confirmed. Spinal cord freed from pressure. But damage was already done. Nerves had been compressed for months. Some would recover. Others maybe not. Weeks of rehabilitation followed. Slow. Painful. Ironically, as nerves healed, pain returned. First tingling. Then burning. Finally sharp pain. Each sensation was agony, and Brian cried. But not from suffering. From relief. Because pain meant nerves functioning. Meant signals reaching brain. Meant body communicating. 3 months after surgery, Brian walked with cane. 6 months later, walked without help. Never recovered 80% sensation in feet, probably never will. Damage was too extensive, but feels pain now, and appreciates it. Each stabbing pain, each discomfort, each ache, are reminders that body is functioning, that he's alive, that he's protected. Brian came to follow-up appointment last week. "How's everything going?" I asked. "It hurts," he said, smiling. "My feet hurt when I walk too much. My back hurts sometimes. My muscles hurt after exercise. And it's wonderful." Asked if he'd run again. Shook head. "Doctors say it's not safe. Spine is weak now. But I walk 40 minutes daily. And every step that hurts reminds me I'm alive." Stayed silent moment. Then added something profound. "You know what I learned, Dr. Michael. Learn that pain is an enemy, its teacher. It's body's fire alarm. Tells us something's wrong, protects us." Spent 32 years considering pain as obstacle to overcome, as weakness, as something strong men ignore. And it almost killed me. Because when tumor started growing, body screamed at me, begged me pay attention. And I ignored it. Celebrated the silence. Thought it was strength, it was stupidity. He was right. We evolved to feel pain for reason. Its oldest alert system. Most reliable, most important. People with conditions who don't feel pain, like congenital insensitivity, live incredibly difficult lives. Constant injuries, infections, broken bones they didn't know were broken, rotten teeth because didn't feel cavities. Some die young, not because body is weak, but because they don't have alarm telling us to stop. Brian was lucky. Tumor was benign. Surgery was successful. Recovered movement. But could have been different. Easily. 2 more weeks without treatment, Dr. Silva said. Paralysis would have been permanent. Spinal cord doesn't tolerate prolonged compression. Nerve cells die. Don't regenerate. Brian would be in wheelchair rest of his life. All because he interpreted danger signal as strength signal. Today I keep Brian's case as reminder. For me, for residents I train, for patients I see. Pain has purpose. Discomfort has reason. Body isn't enemy to conquer. It's ally to listen to. If something hurts, there's reason. If sensation changes, investigate. If body is telling you something, listen. Because sometimes, silence isn't peace. It's alarm you stopped hearing. And by the time you notice, might be too late. Brian Johnson thought not feeling pain was superpower. Discovered too late it was sign of death approaching silently. Was lucky to survive to tell about it. If this story impacted you, subscribe because every week I share medical cases that teach vital lessons. Hit like if you've ever ignored pain you should have attended to. And comment, have you ever had strange sensation that turned out to be something serious? Because your body speaks. Question is whether you're listening.